Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Matt Brown. I'm here with my normal co-host, Dr. Andrew Vallo. This is Dental Unfiltered, and we have a really interesting episode title for you today. Dr. Vallo wants to talk about ortho and Pokemon. I wasn't really a Pokemon kid when I was a kid. Really unfamiliar. My son plays Pokemon Go on my phone. I know about Pikachu and a few of these things, but I don't have much Pokemon knowledge. So I'm curious about this conversation. So, Andrew, Pokemon and ortho. What's the connection? How's this work?
This is gonna be fun. So, guys, this will be a fairly quick episode, but this is just another kind of insight into how marketing works within my group. And actually, this idea did not originate from me, which is unusual because normally our marketing ideas do originate from me, but not all of them. There's other times I see something that I think is cool and maybe tweak it a little bit. This actually came from my partner Sasha. So Dr. Sasha, he's our clinical unfiltered host. He's periodontist, which is funny because he doesn't really do anything with general dentistry or ortho, but he happened to just kind of make this connection. And so basically, where this all stemmed from is I met the founder CEO of Candid, which is another clear aligner brand like Invisalign, and obviously we do a lot of Invisalign in our practices, but we've always done Invisalign for adult dentition only. So we've never done mixed dentition. Typically once they're 12, 13, once all the baby teeth are out, we'll start Invisalign on them. And I had never taken ortho training for mixed dentition specifically. I don't think almost any. There might be one associate that has because they've done, band and bracket ortho. But most of our associates, have only taken training for Invisalign for adult dentition. And so we had a conversation about, he was just interested in all the clear aligner cases we're doing, and wanted to see if there was, a way that we could, be a benefit to one another. And he started talking about how they have orthodontists on team that plan the cases. And at first I said, well, that is kind of my clinical niche when it comes to, ortho, Invisalign, adult ortho, whatever. And I train my team and put them through other trainings. So I honestly don't feel like we need orthodontists to plan our cases. And we're already Diamond Pro with Invisalign, so we get great deals on lab bills and everything else. And now he brought up the fact that they offer mixed dentition ortho, typically kids ages 7 through 12, whatever, somewhere in that ballpark, depending on timing of the teeth coming in and falling out. But he said the orthodontist will plan those cases as well. And, a light bulb kind of clicked. And I said, man, I'm always looking for new services that we can offer at our locations. I love the idea that you've got, certified orthodontist on staff that will plan these mixed dentition cases. I think it's worth us trying it and, kind of seeing how it goes. And, he offered me a good deal to kind of try it out in the lab fees and all that stuff. So we are in the process of rolling out a new service at all of my general practices, which is mixed dentition clear aligners with Candid. And I'll keep you guys updated on how things are going. But I've never really marketed towards pediatric dentistry or pediatric ortho or anything like that. We do see, kids at our practices, but we don't do a whole lot of dentistry. I mean, typically we see healthy mouth kids, and if they need a lot of work, we're typically sending them to a pediatric dentist. If they need, phase 1, phase 2 ortho, we're typically sending them to orthodontist. So this was something kind of new to me. And so I was talking to my business partner, Sasha. And again, even though he's more of the implant side of things, the surgery side of things, we talk about everything. And so I'm talking to him about this new service we're rolling out. And he was like, I might have an idea for that. Let me get back to you. And sure enough, about a week later, he comes in and he's like, all right, I got it. This is what we got to do. Pokemon parties. And I was like, Pokemon. So I'm like Matt, I did collect Pokemon cards for a short period of time as a child. I actually, funny enough, I still have a bunch of my old baseball cards. I think if I would have kept those original Pokemon cards, they'd probably be worth a lot more than my entire baseball card collection. But I think I gave them away to one of my younger cousins who probably gave them away or something, who knows. But I was like, man, I haven't thought about Pokemon in like 30 years. And apparently it's making a comeback. So, my son's only 2.5, not into stuff like that yet. Sasha's kids are a little bit older. I guess one of his daughters, I think, is pretty into Pokemon cards. And so that kind of got him maybe rejuvenated with it as well. And he realized that it's regaining popularity. I guess the card shops are often sold out of cards, so it's hard for kids to get the hold of them sometimes. And Sasha happens to know the owner of a card shop. And so he spoke to him and kind of worked out a little collab where, the guy's going to give us a good deal on packs of cards. We're going to buy a bunch of them. And I like Sasha's idea of doing the Pokemon party. So we do Invisalign party. Basically, it was going to be an Invisalign party for kids, or a candid party, clear aligner party for kids, where everyone who shows up was going to get a pack of Pokemon cards. And then we were maybe going to raffle off a rare card or a big booster pack or, whatever it was. I said, I like that idea. But I said, because it's a new service, I kind of want to, feel it out before we do one of these big party efforts. One, it costs a lot of money to put these parties on, but two, that potentially could mean a ton of starts at one time. I'd rather kind of dip our toe in the water. So I said, let's table that for now. I'm still interested in this collab with this card guy. I said, why don't we offer 2 packs of Pokemon cards for every kid that, start. And I said, they could be an adult too. I would say 7 to 18. Let's make the age range 7 to 18. 2 packs of Pokemon cards for anyone that starts clear aligners. And it could be candid or Invisalign depending on age and, which way we want to go with it. And so we're advertising that. We're advertising that in mailers. In addition to that, I think we're doing like $2,500 off. So it's for the parent, save $2,500 on clear aligners. For the kid, get 2 packs of Pokemon cards. They get one when they start. So basically, when they get their first set of clear aligners, they get a pack of Pokemon cards. And then when they finish their clear aligners, when they come off, they get the second pack of Pokemon cards. So we literally just are launching this. I've designed some mailers for it. I'm designing some, kind of digital ads with Meta, Instagram for it. And I will keep you guys updated on how it goes. But I'm excited to roll out a new service. I'm excited the idea that, maybe this will attract some more families to our general offices, kind of help them grow, in that way. And I'm excited, again, just to expand our service offerings. So that way, guys, part of it is in the selfish nature of, I would like to keep more services in-house for, the good of our practices and the good of our doctors and everything else. But part of it is for our patients. Most people don't like to go multiple places. They don't want to be referred somewhere else.
Yeah, the consumer behavior is do everything in one location. That's what the patient prefers. Patient does not want to go get sent somewhere else. The probability of that actually happening is slim. It's everything in one location. That's just a general consumer behavior today, and the patient prefers that.
I think we talked about it on another episode, but Sasha had audited. One of our doctors seemed to be referring a lot more, one of our implant docs, a lot more patients to Dr. Sasha than any of our other implant docs. And so we kind of had a conversation about it. Sasha ran an audit. He found that over the certain time period, this doctor had referred 40 in the most, some were more complex cases. Most were the patients wanted sedation. And that doc wasn't as comfortable with or selling them with oral sedation with Halcyon, which is what we offer at that practice. We are rolling out IV sedation at some of our implant offices here soon, but at that time, there's no IV sedation in the group. So he would refer him. My partner has his own perio practice. It's not related to our group. So they would refer, complex cases. If there was complex, gingival grafting, things like that we don't do, we'd refer them there. And they'd refer the IV sedation. So anyways, Sasha did an audit. It was like 42 or 43 patients that this doc had referred to him over a period of time. Of those patients, one had actually showed up to Dr. Sasha's office. So that just goes to show you guys, it takes a lot of courage, effort sometimes for people to come to the doc. Maybe not quite the same with kids in ortho, but still, it takes a lot for people to come in the dentist. And if we can't help them and we refer them somewhere else, the likelihood of them going there and getting the treatment done decreases substantially. So it is better for the patient and it's better for the practice if you can add. Now, obviously, you need to be able to deliver on them. And that was part of the reason why I didn't really expand into more pediatric services, is because I basic dental school training, you did a couple rounds. We had a pedo kind of rotation in dental school. So yes, okay, I was trained on pedo services, but not to the extent that I felt super comfortable. And so if they needed extensive treatment, and I was never again trained on mixed dentition ortho, and I never sought out advanced training on it or anything like that. So this is where it's that perfect relationship where we can essentially outsource to orthodontists that are extremely experienced in planning these cases. So again, I'll keep you guys updated. It's a new service. I am excited about it. I think it's cool what Sasha came up with the Pokemon cards. We'll see if they are as impactful as he feels they will be. But either way, I'm sure there'll be some kids that are really excited. So we're going to get into this a little bit more in another episode. I'm going to do an episode about effective mailers. You guys know I'm much bigger on online advertising, Google, Meta, Instagram. That's where most of our patients come from. Every once in a while, I will run mailers. They're typically either for like Black Friday. I typically do mailers for Black Friday, or a very specific service offering discount, half off Invisalign, whatever. But I did just create a mailer, and it does have a big picture of 2 packs of Pokemon cards right on the upper right corner of the mailer. And I do think it's going to grab attention of kids at households. And if the kids need ortho and, they're like, hey, take me here, I want to get my ortho here because I get free Pokemon cards, I think that could be a win-win for us. So,
or mom might look at it and say, I can finally get Billy to go do ortho because he's getting Pokemon cards.
They get a pack when they start and a pack when they finish. So hopefully it'll help with compliance as well, because the kids are motivated to get their other pack of Pokemon cards when they finish. And the better they do with compliance, the faster they're going to get that finish line. So
in the state of dental now, I think there's a lot of people doing the same things. Like a lot of people are doing the same things. Talk to practices, they're doing the same things. I think this kind of creative thinking, sometimes, listen, when you do this stuff too, you might attempt 5 things like this and 4 fail, but 1 hit's good. You have to get into this creative thinking to stand out. You just need to.
Here's my take on this, Matt. I think this is a good point, and we'll kind of wrap this up. This is a fairly quick one, but we'll kind of wrap up on this point. I think when it comes to outside the box thinking with marketing ideas, it can be scary because sometimes they seem outlandish. The Pokemon is kind of I've got a group of dentists that I'm good friends with from my mastermind group. And we send each other stuff that, new campaigns we're doing, new ideas we have, whatever it is. So I sent them this mailer with the Pokemon cards, and the one was like, seriously, like Pokemon, like you really think that's going to move the needle? And I was like, I don't know for sure. I don't know, but I think it could. And again, I've never marketed specifically towards pediatric dental services. So this is a new arena for me. And I think it's a cool idea. So we're going to find out. Here's what I'll tell you though. You can't be afraid to fail. Some of these ideas will fail, but I'll tell you what, if you don't try any of these outside the box marketing ideas, you're going to do the cookie cutter marketing that you're going to strike out a lot or hit a bunch of, ground outs or whatever, however you want to take this reference. If you're doing the same cookie cutter marketing as everyone else, it's going to be way less effective. Now, granted, will some of these crazy ideas I have fall flat on their face? Yeah, I probably had a couple over the years. I'm like, okay, that didn't really do anything. For the most part, I will say that the outside the box ideas I've had have been way, 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 way more effective than your run of the mill marketing, because people see the same, like patients, they see the same crap over and over again. All of a sudden, if they see something that gets them thinking a little bit, or, oh, this is interesting, or, oh, this is different. Now you're not competing with all these other dentist marketing out there. You're kind of in your own arena because you're the only person doing this. So the other thing that I'll say is you can't be too quick to judge it a fail. You don't want to hold on to something too long, but the same things can take a little time to get traction. When I first rolled out our free dental implant giveaway campaign, I will tell you, I had a lot of pushback from our offices, including one of our absolute best treatment coordinators who sells a heck of a lot of implant cases, who is saying all of a sudden she feels like everyone's just coming in for these free implants and she can't sell anyone anything. But I'll tell you what, I ask my team, hey, anytime we make a change, it's never permanent necessarily, but I always ask, like, let's give it at least 60 to 90 days. Let's give it at least 2 to 3 months. One is we as a team, or your team, like, they need to get more comfortable having the conversations. I mean, it's different conversations depending on the service, the giveaway, the promotion, whatever it is. So they need to get more comfortable having those different conversations. And we need to give the marketing some time to work and bring in more people.
You need to give it a chance to work.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what,
You can't kill it before it's alive.
the free dental giveaways are some of our best marketing campaigns. And I'm not saying that some people don't come in just because they want to win the free thing and they don't have any interest in actually doing or paying for treatment. But I'll tell you what, a lot of them that come in specifically because they saw the free giveaway, they're like, that's really cool that you're giving someone the chance to win free dental implants. And your office is amazing. Your doctor's amazing. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. You have great financing options available. I'm ready to do it. It would just be the icing on top if I won. So I give it some time, be okay with failure, try some of these crazy ideas. I think you'll surprise yourself. So
I think it's a good point. You have to, employees want to kill something before it becomes something because it's out of the norm and it takes effort, and they see a very small view of it. They don't see the big view of it. You do need 6 to 9 months to figure this out. 90 days to 6 months. You'll know a lot by then. It takes time. So this is awesome subject. Thinking out of the box, Pokemon Party, clear aligners, ortho, in a segment where there's a big need for clear aligners and ortho. That's the age bracket, right? And it brings in a new, fresh patient base that you haven't had in the practice. Becomes a whole new profit center, whole new market, really, for you guys. And if it doesn't work, what's the worst that happened? You bought some Pokemon cards. If it works, we just helped a whole lot of young people get better smiles and get on the path to better, orthodontic, help, right? Like, we have to. I think we start to lose track of what's the real job. The real job is more healthy smiles on Earth.
When it comes to rolling out new services, I will tell you, I'm always in favor of it, but I am a little bit more cautious if it has a very high upfront cost. So, for instance, IV sedation, there is a fairly significant cost that we've got to do up front to kind of get that rolled out in the practices. And that's why we've been slower to roll that out. Adding implants to offices that aren't doing implants, not only do you need a doctor that can place them, but you need the CBCT if you didn't already have one. You need the implant. Pretty expensive cost to get that going. So again, I don't fly into those decisions until I'm fairly confident I've got the right people in place. The office is in a good spot to handle that investment, or we got some extra cash flow somewhere, whatever it is. I love rolling out services that have almost no upfront cost because, as Matt just said, there's essentially no risk if you're not closing these. So with Candid rolling, we already have the iTero scanner that works. There's basically, I don't think there's almost anything that we have to buy that we don't already have at the offices. So it is essentially no added cost to no upfront added cost to the practice. The only real cost is the lab bill if we sell these cases. So worst case scenario, we spend a little bit on marketing, which I'm marketing other services as well on the mailers. So maybe we spend a little bit extra on marketing, or we take up a little bit of our marketing space or whatever. And that's about it. There is no downside here. If we find that the marketing's not effective, we're not getting enough of these cases, then you know what? Maybe we don't market it. But if people come into our practice organically that need mixed dentition ortho, we offer it then. So, I mean, there's different ways you can pivot, but that's another word of caution is I love rolling out new services. I would be cautious before rolling it out. If there's a high upfront cost, make sure either you or your associate, someone is properly trained to really deliver on the case. Make sure that you are willing to invest enough in marketing to get it going, and make sure that you're willing to stick with it for a while. I hate when I see doctors go spend a bunch of money going to take advanced courses, go spend a bunch of money on expensive equipment, and then either don't invest in marketing for that service, don't talk to their patients, give up after a little bit, maybe have one case go sideways and is like, this isn't for me. That hurts. I feel for those docs. So I'm not saying don't add advanced services, but I'm saying just weigh the cost benefit analysis. Look for low hanging fruit. Look for services that don't have a huge upfront cost and add those services first. And then when your practice is in the good spot, then double down and really invest in those practices that maybe cost a little bit more, or those services that cost a little more to get going, and make sure that you're really going to roll them out effectively. So that's it. I do want to end this. This already went a little bit longer than I had planned because we do have a couple more episodes to get to today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will likely have an update episode, maybe in the next 4 to 6 months about how our new service of mixed dentition ortho and the Pokemon promotion goes. As always, guys, if you enjoyed, please leave us a review, refer to friends and family. If you have questions, feel free to send me an email. It's docvallodds@gmail.com. And you can also check out my Instagram to see my advertising there. It's dr.andrewvallo for Instagram. So Dr. Andrew Vallo.
Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us. We have no sponsors, no pay to play. There's no way you can just get onto Dental Unfiltered. Me and Dr. Vallo and the other hosts pick who we want based on their effectiveness and their position in the marketplace. We do have the Dental Unfiltered Study Club now. It's got 350 dental professionals in it so far. We're going to put a link in the description below where you can join. And we bring in once a month subject matter experts. I think the next one is Tom Orant, who is like the granddaddy of cutting PPOs. The guy's been around forever. He's going to do 1 hour of like the top 4 things to look out for while you're cutting PPOs. We do it on insurance billing, case presentation. We have lots of really awesome webinars scheduled. They're completely free to the community, whether you're an energized client or not, doesn't matter. It's just something we developed to put out there. Here at Dental Unfiltered, we get to meet a lot of awesome industry professionals like Kelly Schwartz. And after the webinar, I say, no, you said really good stuff. After the podcast, let's do a webinar. And a lot of times the people that come on, the guests as podcasts, we end up having going on as the webinar. So they kind of correlate. So please click in the link, join the WhatsApp chat for the virtual study club. And I promise you there's a lot of value there. You guys can communicate with each other. It's a pretty active community. So thank you guys for joining us and have a wonderful day.